Hey guys, welcome to a brand new channel. My name's Cameron. This is Rubberneck Garage. What we're gonna do in this series is build cars, make cool cars, maintain cars. I have a bunch of projects that I have to accomplish, a bunch of projects that I have to complete, and some I'm gonna sell and some I'm gonna keep. But really, it's gonna be up to you because we're gonna be on this journey together through your comments, what you want to see, what cars you want to see built, what cars you kind of want to see go. So just stay tuned and hope you subscribe and stay with us during this journey. Appreciate it. So the first project we're going to talk about is this 1978 VW bus, and we're going to talk about how I acquired it and what the plans are for it, and just the next steps of getting there. So like most of you, I'm sure I have way too many cars and way too many projects, and so this is one of those projects that kind of needs to go away. It's not a passion project. It's not something I'm super excited about. I like VWs. I like the simplicity of them. I think they were genius in manufacturing. I think they were genius in the fact they were air cooled, and the fact that they just didn't take much. They didn't take much maintenance. They didn't take much anything. This one is a prime example of that, with the fact of that I got it started, got it running without really much mechanic ability. I do have some, but not a ton. And this one was a non-starter. So what had happened is the keys had gotten lost. The battery was most likely dead. The electrical, we didn't know what was going on with it. So I picked it up from a local nonprofit, and since then did a couple things, and we'll talk about those. So like I said, the first thing that happened was there were no keys to this thing. Now, with a modern car, rekeying it, doing new mechs, doing new ignition is really kind of a pain. With these, there's not much to it. You pull the doors off, you just go in, you undo a couple of bolts, so nothing crazy. And the handles, I mean, they make so much aftermarket stuff for this thing. So the handles I picked up on eBay for, I think it was 14 bucks for the pair, maybe it was 20 bucks for the pair, along with the new key set. And then the ignition. So the ignition, that was probably the most difficult of all the things to replace. Really, it just requires that you pull the steering wheel off, you pull the column off, you pull all the electrical, the turn signals, your hazards. This actually has what's called a vacuumed window wiper system. So you got to pull those vacuums off, and then everything comes off pretty easily. So once I did that, I just went ahead and replaced the whole ignition assembly and charged up the battery, and this thing started right up. So it's been a good car. It's a good project to start with, but really my intentions are to sell it. And with that being said, I'm going to do something that I never thought I would do and never really intended to do, and that is sticker bomb this entire car. So for those of you who don't know what sticker bombing is, I didn't know what it was. You take a bunch of stickers and you place it all over the vehicle in kind of a random pattern. I think there's very few cars that pull this off appropriately. The big thing right now is JDM cars, drift cars. Those guys are really the ones who are kind of pioneering the whole sticker bombing on their fenders and other locations. But I really think the VW bus just is a cool canvas to really do it on, because it's so funky already. It's such a weird car already. And the best thing about this one is the fact this has already been vinyl wrapped. And the only reason why I'm doing it is I like the vinyl, but the issue is it has obviously the business's logos all over it and things that don't make sense with the vehicle anymore. But the really cool thing about being vinyl wrapped is I'm not affecting the paint. So if this was a prime perfect example of, you know, a VW, a 78 VW bus, I probably wouldn't do it. And honestly, even if these weren't here and the paint wasn't perfect, I probably still wouldn't do it. And the reason for that is, if anyone wants to restore this and make it a perfect car again, pulling that stuff off is a pain. Anyone who's ever pulled a bumper sticker off or pulled any other kind of adhesive off a car, it's never perfect. It just isn't. It leaves residue, it leaves crap, you can pull the paint off. So because of that, this is really cool because I can do it and not affect this car at all. And I'm only going to run the bomb up to the actual lines of the vinyls. So it'll go up to that kind of window edge, and then all the way around. There's a couple other cool things I'm going to do once I sticker bomb it, and we'll go over that probably in another episode. But let me show you kind of what I have and kind of what I did and what I purchased, and we'll go from there. So what we're going to start with is, as you can see, a bunch of stickers. So I bought these stickers again off eBay. I'm a huge proponent of eBay. I've got these for, I think for the lot it was 1,300 stickers, and I think it was $30. So I got 2 lots of 2,600 stickers for around $60. I think it was like $61 or something. So nothing crazy. I also got a couple other vinyl fixtures that I'm going to put on, or a couple other vinyl stickers. They're going to be larger, and they're actually going to be more about the vehicle itself. So they're going to be large VW stickers, a racing stripe, some other cool things. Hopefully it'll tie in really well together. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never done this, so it's going to be a fun project for me to do, which I enjoy doing. I love doing weird, kind of nutty stuff, especially when it's not a perfect canvas to begin with. So I think I'm excited. I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to see how it turns out. I think it'd be really, really cool. But I have 2,600 stickers to put on this car. Hopefully that's enough. If not, I'll be buying more stickers. So there's a couple strategies to putting on sticker bombs. One, you can figure out kind of an organized chaos that you want to go with, whether that's a theme, so you have certain stickers that you want to theme in certain locations, or whether that's a color combination you want to go, so you can go with like the darker stickers and then blend them into like a lighter color. For this one, I'm not going to go crazy. It's just too much surface area. I just don't have time to do it, so it's too much surface area and too much time, so I'm going to do it pretty randomly. I'm not going to go with an actual specific theme. I'm not going to go with specific colors. I'm just going to place them in a position that to me makes sense. I'm not going to do a ton of overlap, because the more overlap you have on a sticker bomb, the more likely it is to pill. So I'll try to limit the overlap in the space that the amount of stickers I stick on to one layer. That's what I'm going to try to go for. That's really my only strategy. After you get it on, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and acrylic spray it or clear coat it, and that keeps everything pretty much together. It keeps it from fading, it keeps it from peeling. But again, I don't think I would do this on a car if the paint was fresh, the paint was nice, things like that. I just wouldn't do it. But on this, I don't mind doing any of that because of this vinyl wrap that's already on. So speaking of all the other projects, let's start with a couple of them, just so you have an idea what I'm working with and why this one really isn't the biggest priority in my life right now, and why we're going to do what we're going to do with it. So one of the cars that I initially started building just for fun was, this is an 82 Capri. Now, it looks like an 85 Mustang because the previous owner basically took apart an 85 Mustang and put it all over Capri. My personal opinion, I really like the Capri body lines. I think they're better than the 85 body lines, and you can tell that rear quarter panel, they stick out. It actually has a flare to it. And that's how you know this is a Capri instead of a Mustang, instead of your regular Mustang GT. But normally what you have is the front fenders do the same thing, and then the nose is really blunt. It cuts right off. It's very European looking. I appreciate that look better, but I picked up this car for $1,800, so it came the way it came. I really didn't have any project plans for it, but it morphed into something else. And we'll go deeper into that in another episode of what it's been done to it, why I did what I did with it. It was actually built for a TV show, but we'll talk about that later. But that's one of them. The next one this is a 1999 Cobra. So it's not the amazing Terminator that everybody wants or everybody's excited about, but I really do like this car for just what it is. It was the first introduction of the Cobra after it had ended its last run. It was rated at 320 horsepower. It was a lot less because of some restrictions, some exhaust restrictions, and some other things that they had because the independent rear suspension that they had on them. This one's had all the updates, so it doesn't have that regular exhaust. Actually, it's a Borla Attack exhaust. It's got a different tune. It's got a different intake. It's got a few other things that make it pretty unique. That's not really a project. That's just something that I drive daily. I just enjoy driving it. It's just a fun car. But it is a car that I have to maintain, and that's what we're going to find out in most of these episodes is it's not necessarily about the project. A lot of it's just about the maintenance it takes to have this many cars. And that's why I'm really trying to size things down and really trying to get a handle on things so I can get into projects I really, really enjoy, that I'm really, really passionate about, and get away from projects that are, at this point, just a headache. It's just more stuff that I have to fix and more stuff that breaks. So this car's been super reliable. It's a daily driver. The car next to it, that's a 1976 Eldorado. Front wheel drive, for anyone who doesn't know much about the Cadillac doesn't know much about the Cadillac Eldorados, it's front-wheel drive. It's got a Turbomatic transmission, and the configuration's kind of funky when you look inside the engine bay, but that one was a promotional piece for another business that I have and that I run. But again, it's just another vehicle that I have to make sure stays maintained, stays up, stays running. But right now, it's just a good car. It just does exactly what it's supposed to do. But we'll talk about that again in another future episode. This isn't even all the cars. That's my son's car, my wife's car, another car. There's several cars at other locations and garages. I have an Alfa Romeo Spider. I've got a Land Cruiser diesel. I've got a 64 Falcon. I'm sure I'm missing other stuff. I have a bunch of motorcycles, everything else. So that's what these are going to be. These are things I already have. And then with your help and your comments, you can decide which ones we really get into, which ones we change and turn into something, or we don't turn into something, or things we just get rid of. There's a 54 Crestline in there. That's a coupe. Really cool French taillights, very cool bodywork, everything's shaved. I haven't gotten to that because I don't know which powertrain I want to put into it. I'm thinking Coyote, but it feels like everybody does Coyotes now, or everybody does LSs now, so I don't know if I want to do something weird like a Barra motor from Australia. I'm just not sure. But again, that's for you guys to decide, and put your comments down below and tell me kind of what you want to see. But there are some things I'm going to be getting into. There are some projects I'm going to be doing that I kind of have to get done. I've got a trip I'm planning with my brother, who actually lives in North Carolina, that's going to happen summer 2020. He's got a 1964 Falcon that he got when he was 16, or 1964 El Camino that he got when he was 16. I have my 1964 Falcon that I got when I was 16. Both cars have been project cars and in pieces for a lot of years. So what we're going to do is we're both going to build it. He's in process. He's building his. He's already kind of running with it. I haven't even started mine. What we want to do is we want to meet midpoint in the country, which I think puts us in Tulsa, Oklahoma or something, with our vehicles, and just meet up and have a good time with my brother. So that project's going to be coming up really, really soon, because I have to get that one going, because I do have a deadline on that. But other than that, the rest of it is just whatever you want to see, whatever you want to do. So it got dark and it got windy on us, but I just wanted to conclude this episode by thanking you for tuning in, for showing interest in the projects that we're going to do and the projects that are coming up in the future, and really just turning heads every day, because that's what the point of this channel is. So thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.